Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to your Sunday Tonic conversation with the Love Crusader. And it's our Love and Question edition. Today, we'll be answering some of the questions that you have sent in. Um, as a tradition here, every last Sunday of the month, we try to answer questions that the viewers send in. And if you are just seeing us for the first time, the platform is called Conversation with the Love Crusader. We talk about love, we talk about life, we talk about relationship, we have fun while discussing serious issues. So it's a fun platform where we talk about real life issues, especially issues of love and relationships. So, welcome everyone. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. It's at Men Fences TV on YouTube. It's at Men Fences on Facebook. You can go follow us so you always get notifications when we are live. And it's on my professional platform, my professional profile. I always say platform, that's wrong. It's profile. It's my professional profile on LinkedIn, Oko Joseph Comfort Obayeje. All right. Like I said, we had lots of questions coming this month, but I'm excited about the questions we're about to deal with because they are questions that came from guys. So all of the months, most times we've had questions coming from the ladies. And I challenged us last month to say, where are the guys? Is it that men don't have questions? Why do I have only the female and the ladies, um, you know, asking the questions all the time? So this time around, I'm happy that we have questions from guys. And I actually, yes, I did a bit of pasha to make sure that we're answering these questions from these guys today and answering it first. So before we kick in into answering the question, let me introduce my co-host. Sometimes they'll say the person no longer needs introduction, but she needs introduction. I will still introduce. Titi Lola is here. Emmanuel is undisposed today and so unavailable. Titi Lola is here and she'll be joining me in answering the questions today. Welcome everyone, Titi. Are you there? Titi, can you hear me? Oh my God, she's gone. Oh, apologies, people. Looks like the network is acting up on her end.
Don't mind this network. Do not mind the network at all. I'm back here.
Welcome back. Just say hello to our viewers.
Hi people, it's Q&A today, so let's dig in. Let's dig in.
Okay, people. I'll read out the first question that we have here,
Mhm.
and we'll try our best because some of these questions, I don't know. Holy Spirit, help us.
Amen
some
to
of
that.
some of the questions, as they will say in my local parlance, the matter the tire person. All right, so the first question here says, I'm a young man who got married early. My wife and I used to go out a lot when we were dating because I'm the outgoing type. Now we've been married 8 years and my wife has turned into a mama. He said the wife has turned into a mama. She refuses to go out and do things with me. I've discussed it with her severally and fought about it. So now I choose for my self preservation to go out alone, enjoy myself. Yet when I come home, she's angry that I stayed out. What should I do?
Wow.
Oh yeah, Auntie Titi, question is before us. Help this young man.
um, wow, this is um It's quite interesting and touching at the same time because it's coming from a man. Um, and the fact that a man is the one asking this question means that he wants a resolution. He wants to be better. He wants the relationship to be better. And that's a good thing. I don't know. For some reason, um, because most of the antagonism is against the men. He's not open. He's not this. He's not that. So if this is coming from a man, it's quite refreshing,
Mhm.
So wow. He said they've been married for 8 years. And
Mm.
one of the first things, one of the first go-to solutions that you will see is, you guys should have a conversation about it. I mean, that's the but now he said they've had the conversation, so it kind of makes it tough. But one thing I want to say is that most times, and initial or personally for me, I used to think that one of the challenges, especially in marriage settings, is the fact that people don't have conversation, or couples don't have conversations. They don't talk about stuff. While that may be true, I've come to realize that that is not even the main issue. The issue is not that couples are not talking, or couples are not having conversations. The issue is the kind of conversations they are having,
Mhm.
and the way they are having the conversations. So now, Mr. A said that he has discussed it with his wife severally. So the question I want to ask is, what kind of discussions are you guys having about this issue, and how are you having the discussions? So and I'm speak if I'm talking from here on out, I'll be speaking on behalf of the women, because I feel I'm in a better position to even answer this question, because um for most women, most women have a general problem. It's the same thing that's worrying most of us,
Yeah.
you know.
Tell me.
So, so I'm speaking from a woman's perspective,
Mhm.
and I understand, or I know that most times when men ask the questions, it's better when the women prefer solutions, because they may be talking based on their experience or what women feel generally. So when women ask the question, it would be better if the men or a man does the answering. So on behalf of all the women all over the world,
Yeah.
so since he said he has had the conversation severally with the woman,
Mm.
I think one of the things he might need to do is to pay close attention to the actual reason why um, the woman does not want to go out. And because he mentioned that before, when they were dating, they were going out a lot. So at some point, she may have liked it, you know. So for some reason, maybe life has happened, and for some reason, she doesn't like it. This is 8 years into the marriage, so a lot of things would have happened. Probably kids, age, depending on the time they got married. Yeah,
Is
because
one
as
ever too old to go out?
no, 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 no. As people get older, depending on the kind of people we're talking about, people become, especially women, they become more aware of themselves. They become more assured in themselves. They begin to define what they want, even if they didn't do that in previous times. The older they get, the more, for most women anyway. So life has happened. So what I would advise Mr. A to do is to find out what part of life has hit his woman, that he may not be aware of, you know. So it may be that maybe in 8 years, maybe they've had 3 kids, let's just say, or two, or somehow kids has entered the mix, and she's under some kind of pressure. Now, I'm not saying that's the issue, but I'm saying that's something to look into. And he said he has discussed it. Maybe it's his choice of words. When you see we've discussed this matter, it seems like you just entered inside the discussion table and said, this, I don't like this type you are doing. Me, I want to go out. If you're not ready to go out, you know. So I think maybe you should have the conversation from another angle. These things are tough, because they can be confusing. You used to go out before. Now I say, let's go. You're not saying you don't want. After you now say, I'm not forthcoming. Now I've left you for the sake of peace. I've left you. You are now complaining. So it can be tough sometimes. But I think the conversation that needs to be had now is, what are her reasons? And for most women, they have an original reason that they usually do not disclose. So I think they can take it up from that angle. Yeah, the woman has her own stuff she needs to work on. But because it's the man that is asking the question, that's why we're taking it from this angle. If it were the woman, I would have told her, you need to find a way to balance these things. You can't keep saying, I don't want you to go out, I don't want you to go out. Now he has left you, and you're now saying, you are going out, you are going out. I mean, pick a side, you know.
Exactly.
So if she was the one, I would have said, you need to step up. You need to make sacrifice and find a balance. Yes, you don't want to go out. What are the things that are hindering you from going out? Out of 5 times, you can't say you're not going out all 5 or all 4 or 4 out of 5. You have to strike a balance somewhere so that the man will know that, okay, at least this time you said yes, the other times you could say no, and he would understand. From the way I see it, or from the way he portrayed the question, it seems like an understanding person. So um so I think that's what we would have said to the mom. But because it's the man that is asking the question, that's why I'm saying you might need to find the original reason. And most times, for most women, the reasons are not far-fetched. It's either she's under pressure, because no woman wants to just become a mama and just stay at home. She may be under some kind of pressure, maybe work pressure or home pressure, maybe workload, kids,
Okay, so
stuff like
let
that.
me help you further, because when this question came up, it came from somebody I really know. So I kind of got the opportunity to kind of have like a peripheral conversation with the person, and I said, okay, what is the reason she has given you? Because if you say you've had a conversation, I believe that the conversation or the discussion you have had has included why don't you no longer you why do you no
Mhm.
longer want to go out. So he said the first time she said she's not really an outgoing person. She was just going out then because she noticed he likes going out. That was the first thing. And then secondly, she said they have children now. She wants to be able to take care of her children. And he said, but we can always get a childminder. Can always get, someone to look after. She said she's not leaving her children in the hands of strangers. And then final one. So there are 3 reasons she's given. And I don't, maybe me and you would analyze now. Let's see how cogent these reasons are. The third one, she
Hmm.
says, for her, it's waste of money. That in fact the man is going out too much. They should be using that money to build their life and do other things with their life other than going out and having fun. So
Uh-huh. You see, and that's what I was saying. That most times for most women,
but are these reasons actually cogent enough if something is important to your partner? Because
I
this is
think
the
her reasons are cogent. I think her reasons are valid. I
really
wouldn't say, yeah, I wouldn't say that they are not valid, and that's usually the challenge. That's why I was saying that the challenge is usually the fact that the kind of conversations we're having. I wouldn't totally discard her reasons. They are valid, but that is not the issue. We all have valid reasons. If a couple that want to kill each other right now, you sit them together and ask them the reason why they are doing what they are doing. Each of them will give you a valid reason And you can't really take, because of that's the way the person is seeing it, you can't really take it away from them. No, you can't just dismiss people's feelings or perception and say it is not reasonable enough. You can't say that, because you are not the one feeling what they are feeling, and they have the right to feel the way they feel.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is not even what you're feeling. The question is, what can we do about it? Yes, you feel like when you guys were dating, you were doing it for him. Now you have gotten him, you
Isn't that
know.
pretense?
Mhm.
I did say that to him, but I thought of it in my mind later, saying, why do we? And this is, I think, one of the points we buttressed when we're talking about self love, the need to discover yourself, and do some form of self discovery, and just be sincere with who you are. Who are you? Who am I? What are my
Yeah.
likes? What am I dislike? You understand?
I think that was her issue then. I don't think she was pretending. I think she just felt, oh, let me do this to please my man, you know. And that's what we're talking about. That's what you're saying now about discovering who you are, you know. She just felt, oh, it's not, and maybe at that time it wasn't taking anything away from her, you know. So she's like, why not? Right now, it might be taking a lot from her to do that. And she's like, no, 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 I can't continue like this, you
But
know.
then also, if the man has given, what would I say, some solution, profile some solution, for example, like the children saying, okay, we'll get a child minder to just watch the children. I mean, going out, maybe they might not spend more than 2 3 hours outside, and she's still saying no. Isn't that her trying to be a bit difficult? Like, okay, I can't leave my children in the hands of strangers.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt, though. I think I'm being a bit partial in this regard. I'm looking at it from the part of a man is even making effort, and yes, one woman that is doing shakara. I don't know. I'm sorry. What, I may be wrong, but that is how I
Yeah.
see it, because I mean, a lot of guys, 8 years into the marriage, they don't even want to take you out. They don't want to date you anymore. You people become two old people living together. Like, someone
Mm-hmm.
just sent in a comment now and said, you and your wife don't have to do things together. If she doesn't want to have fun in the way you want to, find the person who would hang out with you. But there's a whole lot to that. You see, that's a whole
Oh
lot of,
boy.
that is a wide door you just open. Because in finding the
Wow.
person who might have fun with him, it can now be another woman.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the
And
beginning
most
of
likely
adultery.
it would be.
It's the beginning of adultery, the beginning of the end of adultery. It's okay. I like to hang out. My wife don't want to hang out with me, so I'm going to look for somebody who will hang out with me. And then this person can now be another woman. And then now what happens? So a door has been opened, you
Yeah.
know, for a third party to come into the relationship. As much as the woman, and this I also said to the guy, which I'm saying now online, it might not be as often as they used to go out. But if this is something your spouse likes and enjoys doing, I believe that at least you should make the effort to compromise sometimes. And then if you're not compromising, you're not ready to yield, and then he goes out, why do you not still complain when you know this is him? This is his nature, this is what he likes. And then, people, I don't know how to put it. I think some ladies, some of us sisters just like to be difficult in situations that are not really difficult. If it
Mm-hmm.
were me, I would say, let's schedule it for twice a month. If we were going out 5 times or 6 times before, or we're going out every Friday or every weekend before, let's now schedule it for twice a month, to reduce costs, to also, ensure that at least I'm doing what you like. I'm making that sacrifice for you. I don't know if my own line of,
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I was talking from the standpoint of the fact that I realized that, again, back to the main thing I said earlier, the issue is no longer that we're not even having conversations. It's the kind of conversations we're having. And I don't really blame anybody. I don't really blame us, because you can't do beyond what you know, beyond the knowledge that you have. you know. So I think it's high time for and it cuts across everybody, for us begin to learn, you know, whether you're a man or you're a woman, to learn how to have conversations. And these things are not easy. We need to learn how to talk. And it's not a matter of, you know how they say women like love to talk, it's easy for them. No, it goes for both parties, because we're talking about two extremities here. On one hand, the woman wants to talk, 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 talk. Sometimes the talk may not even have a particular direction. It might just go up, then come down, then go sideways, and you are leaving the man confused. Then on the other end, the man does not just want to talk. He doesn't want anything that wants to disturb his peace. I wish we could all live our lives like that. Unfortunately, we can't. You know, there will be more
Especially
confusion.
not in a relationship.
Not in a relationship,
Yeah.
you know. So if you say you're the type that does not want to talk, want to engage in, then go into a relation. Don't go into marriage. And if you're the one that thinks you can talk, you can articulate, your mouth is just flowing, you know, then you need to you have a lot of work to do too. So my point is, both parties have work to do. That's why I say the main issue now is not even that we're not having conversations, is the how we have this what are we talking about, how are we talking about it, you know. So, and I think I may be biased, I think I am, but I would say that I would say, for what I'm about to say now, that it is easier if it is the man that is having this issue, because as the head of the home, you know, as the toaster, no, it's easier for you to navigate these things. You know, you are the leader of the house. You know, so it's easier for you to just rally around, call everybody together, and say, "This is the direction I think we should go." So because he's the man, it's much easier, you know, for him to reach out to the wife and say, why don't you want us to
Go out.
have a child minder, for example.
Okay.
You know, she will now start talking blah 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 blah. No, I don't want to leave my child with strangers. No, 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 strangers, no, 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 strangers will come up like 100 times, you know. So can we try it one time and let's see how it goes? Can we try it with someone that we know, a relative, you know? Again, it goes back to the fact that we don't know how to have conversations, which is something we all have to learn,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So if we knew how to coordinate conversations like this, you know, how to redirect them even when they are going south, these things will be much more easier. So my suggestion to Mr. A would be, maybe you might have to go back. It is tough. These things are tough, because ordinary going out, you know, you're not making a
Yeah.
mountain out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah. So you would be surprised at the kind of things that are challenging to couples.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, um this is this person's trait. This is him. He likes to be out there, he likes to have fun, likes to go out and all of that. But unfortunately, he's married someone now who likes to be, maybe sit on the couch and just be at home and flex. He never said she's not a fun person. So maybe, like someone said, maybe there could be a lot of other things she likes doing that can make them be together. But I think both just need to, marriage is give and take. Both of them
Yeah.
need to be able to, yes, he can find the things the wife likes doing that he can do with her, and but she too has to be able to, at least once in a while, not, it can't be all the time. And I
Oh,
agree,
definitely.
for a lot of women, when we go out with our men, I don't know, responsible women, I'm not talking of the ones who just came to eat a man, you'll be calculating the bill. If you're like me, I'm like that. I'm looking at, if I went from the house and we're discussing where are we going, I'm also gonna start saying it's a surprise. My heart is beating. So this will carry us to one expensive restaurant now. I'm not the one paying, but I'm feeling like, I'm thinking of all the budget
Mhm.
and all the thing that money can do for us now. It's not because of poverty. So it's how we are wired as managers. I believe women who are managers, who want everything to go well and everything to be good. So she's
Mhm.
thinking this money now, it's like we're spending a lot of money and all that stuff. But at the same time, you also need to live life.
Yeah.
You need to live life. You can
Mhm.
work, and not go out and not spend some money on yourself. Because the day you are gone, that money you are gathering, the house you build, the land you buy, and it's other people who will take it and live their life, and maybe fight over it, and maybe sell it off or even useless it. So it's for me, like you said, I'm even happy to hear that a man is complaining the wife don't want to go out. Because in most cases it's women who say this man no longer has my time, he no longer wants to date me, he no longer wants to
Mhm.
take me out, maybe he's ashamed of me because I now have children and I'm no longer looking sexy or whatever. It's women who always complain like that. And that's why I was really interested in this question. When this guy asked, it's very rare for you to see a woman who don't want to go out. Auntie, what's wrong with you? Don't you like to be pampered? Me, I like it too. Anyways, we are different. Just generally let us compromise, and if in the long run is really giving you such issues, you can both go for counseling. Like Titi was saying, communication is key, and sometimes we need a third party to hear ourselves well.
True.
That's the truth. Sometimes you just need a third ear, a third opinion for us to understand the gravity of some things. And somebody might say it's a little thing, but like we're saying now, okay, she doesn't go out with him, she quarrels with him for going out, he might just go there one day and then find someone who really really wants to be with him or who wants to be around him, and open the door to anything nonsense. Someone has asked whether it's not possible for guys and a woman to be friends without having anything in it, because we
It's not
say
possible. Full stop. It's not possible. End
how
of
about
story.
that? How can you say that?
No, seriously.
How can
See,
you say it's not possible, Chacha?
it is,
So
and this is
okay,
the reason
wait,
why I'm saying
I'm
it's
going
not
to put you on
possible.
the spot. Titi, do you not have
Mhm.
male friends?
I don't.
Jesus.
I don't. And it's intentional. Let me explain the reason why
Okay,
I
please,
say
I want to
it's
hear.
not possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach you that one today
and
because yeah.
and as a married male or female, it's not like
Mhm.
you wouldn't have acquaintances, you know. But I won't term them friends in quotes that we hang out, you know. That's why I said it's not possible. Because once you begin to do that, what builds relationship is friendship, is um companionship, being in this in each other's space over time.
Mhm.
That's what sustains a relationship. So
Mhm.
when you begin to um build that kind of relationship with the opposite sex and say, oh, we're just friends. And women do these things a lot. I don't know why, you know. You're saying we're just friends, we're just friends. The man knows that we're not just friends. He knows that. He knows that,
Really?
yeah, he knows that earlier on, even if he tells you,
Now
let's just be friends.
this is going to be topic for another debate we're gonna have, because I have always had male friends. I have always had more of male friends than female friends growing up,
Mhm.
and even now I have friends that are men that are my friends. It doesn't mean, in fact, some of them are just, will you say, internet friends, because I've not seen them
That's
physically.
my point.
So
That's what I'm
you would
saying.
not call them friends, you call them acquaintances, or what?
Maybe acquaintances or friend, but why I said it wasn't possible was that friends in the sense of the way we are trying to portray it, like go hang out
Hang
with
out,
your
go
friend.
out
Yes,
together.
that's why I said it's not possible, you
So
know.
once you start hanging out,
So
there's something else under.
once you start underline the word hanging out, hanging out means it's a continual, it happens from time to time.
Titi, sister Titi and I have
The
started a
see,
debate, people. Tell us,
see,
leave those
let me
people.
just say that when you come into the marriage space, right, there's a lot of things you are dealing with, you know. So why do you want to complicate issues? You know, there's a reason why God says one man, one wife. The one that you even have, you've not even finished unraveling that one. You want to carry another one, you know. So that's why I said it is not possible. You know, it's difficult for you to say you want to maintain this hanging out relationship with the opposite sex and still maintain your marriage. Whoever it is that is doing that, if the other person realizes what is happening, I don't think anybody wants that. Even people that are in that's a story for another day anyway. Even people that are in polygamous marriages, nobody wants to share. That's the truth. Nobody wants to
But
share.
is it really sharing? I don't know how to explain this.
It
And yes,
is.
and
It
yes, look,
is.
I understand would I say where
Mhm.
you're coming from? I
Mm.
understand where you're coming from, but what if this person was already my friend before I got married? I'm not talking about
You will start cutting the hanging out, because that's why I explained that what we're talking about in this context is hanging out. So you get married, you still have friends that are male if you're a woman, but you now begin to cut down the hanging out time. And over time, this relationship or this friendship just like you're saying now, that some of the people that you have as friends are guys, probably internet, you won't be seeing yourself as often as you used to.
no, definitely. It's not a
So
matter
that's
of,
what I'm saying. That's
but
what
I
I'm
can
saying.
still call
You
them
won't
friends.
be hanging out.
The way this guy wants to hang out with his wife.
Huh?
Okay,
Exactly.
I
That's
think
my
I think you
point.
have hit the nail on the head. And in that sense, I totally agree
So
with
that's why I said it's not possible.
I totally agree with you in that sense. Yes, it's not possible
Mhm.
for him to go be hanging out with any other person. The way, in fact, even I don't think it's possible for him to hang out with another guy. How much more a babe? The way it
Mhm.
be with him and his wife.
Yes, and the reason why I'm taking this tone to answer the question is because it's the man that came up with a solution. So he seems to have a better, his level of awareness or understanding is a bit higher. So he's up here, he's trying to bring the wife up, and he's the head of the home, he's the leader of the house. So it's
But
easier for him.
the woman is not cooperative. She don't want to come up.
Exactly. She doesn't want to come up. If it was a woman, I would say, Auntie, what's wrong with you? How about you too? Try and bend a bit. You don't want to go out. He has left you alone. He's going out. You are now complaining. So which one do you want? So her on her own part has to find some kind of compromise.
Yeah,
You have
that's it.
something has got to give, and
Yeah,
things that are not really
life
that.
threatening,
Yes,
not
you
too
you have to
serious.
be
You
open
should be
to
able to
compromise.
compromise them.
Try. I don't even understand this woman that does not want to try
Okay,
child minded. I
and
don't understand.
and see, now you get the whole gist of the whole
you
picture.
know.
Anyways,
So I'm
like
just talking based on the fact that he's the man and what he can do.
yeah, yeah.
If he has a better understanding, he'll be able to approach or relate with the woman. So that
Hmm.
is it.
That's that's just the truth of it. I totally agree that compromise is needed at this stage. One, there's also the need for us to um on both sides, not just on one side, not just the woman alone,
True.
the man too compromise and cut down. I'm sure maybe if we get the opportunity to talk to sister, she will give us
Ah,
more deep
she will
insight,
say, let me tell you what she will say.
insight
She will
into why.
say, I'm not saying he should not go out. Oh, I'm not saying he should not, but he should just tell me. Tell me that he's going out today so that I know how to blah blah blah. Stuff like that. Then you now start saying it a different like, uncle, you too now. Or I'm not saying you should not go out, but this
But you should
going
not
out
stay that
four
late.
times a day.
Or you should not stay out
And
late.
so don't stay that
At
late.
least so and so time you should be back home. So,
Mhm.
anyways,
So
both of you need to compromise.
yeah,
Both of you need
exactly.
to have another conversation, a proper
Another
conversation
type.
on
Exactly.
how you can compromise and come to a
Mhm.
midpoint where there's not too much waste of money. You don't have to need childminders all the time, and you can still go out and catch fun. And brother, yes, even if you say, "Oh yes, I'm the outgoing type," going out all the time is an expensive behavior. Oh. It's an expensive habit, you know. So maybe we can actually also compromise on your end and cut down how many times we go out. And then those few times she may be able to compromise and, agree with you. Okay, let's go to our second question. We already have the time. It's the way the time run these days, Seth, I don't know. Is it running like that where you people are? Or it's
Where
only
you are?
Like it's only in this studio that time done. Okay, question 2
Okay.
that we are going to deal with today. Like I told people before, the question is from guys today. I actually
Wow, that's
received lots of
awesome.
questions, but I was really impressed, super impressed that I had guys who spoke to me. And truly, men, look, you speak out, speak out, speak out. It's not only the women who should speak. Maybe it's
Mhm.
because women are the ones always talking that we have come to this narrative of men, 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 Men should also speak out and find help in that relationship. Don't
Yeah.
die in silence, and don't bottle up everything to the point where you begin to overreact. Okay, the second question is like this. I'm going to show it and read it from the screen. He said, in my marriage, it is my wife's way or the highway.
Hmm.
My wife always wants things to go her way in the marriage. She has made so many bad decisions that have affected us, but refuses to learn from them. If I say no to her, she will be moody, throwing tantrums to the point of denying me sex.
Yeah.
I love and want her to be happy, but she's too selfish. Help.
Wow.
Help. Help a drowning brother. Help, sister.
Again.
Help, help, help.
Again, this is quite um I don't even know the word to use. And whoever this brother is, thank you so much for um speaking out and wanting to find a solution, you know.
Yeah,
These are
yeah,
the kind of things we want to see. Once both parties are willing, I mean, half of the issues are the solution is near already, you know.
exactly.
So again, I'm going to be responding based on the fact that it is the man that is more aware. He has a better understanding of things, you know. So, and he's saying that the wife always wants to have her way. Again, the first thing I can say to this is counseling. Is your wife open to counseling? Are you open to counseling? If both of you are open to counseling, fantastic. Just go for some counseling. It doesn't mean that you are in a bad marriage. It just means that you don't want your marriage to go bad. That's what it
Exactly.
means. So
Exactly.
if you are open to counseling and she is open to counseling, both of you could go to someone that both of you trust, you know. If you don't want counseling, then the next option is for you to take the highway, you know, and learn these things for yourself, you know. So again, it goes back to what kind of how are we having these conversations? And because if you know something, you know that if I go ABC way, you know that I should go ABC way to get the result as I want, then you can follow that way. But if you don't know that you need to go ABC, you just keep beating about the bush, and that's what happens in most conversations couples are having these days. You know, you have a discussion, you say, this is the way I want it, just the way he's saying now. The other person says, this is the way I want it, or I'm right in this sense. The other person, the truth is, we are always all right.
In our eyes, even the Bible
Yes.
recognizes the man's ways is right in his own eyes.
Mhm. We are always all right, depending on where we are sitting from, you know. So both of you. So the question is not whether you are right or you are wrong. The question is not whether it's your fault or is my fault. That is not the issue. The issue is what is the way forward, you know. How do we move from point A to point B? What do we do to ensure that we do not continue to have these clashes? Or in the event that these clashes come up, how do we ensure that we minimize them, you know, the occurrence from happening over and over again? So I'm saying this because again, is the man asking, and if he has a better understanding, he would find a way to navigate the waters, you know. So he's saying that she's too selfish and she keeps making bad decisions. Again, compromise. Another thing you can do is to have the discussion with a solution in mind. So when you have a conversation, I don't know, I don't think he said you've had a conversation, but when you have a conversation with her, have that conversation with a solution. Most times we have open-ended conversation. So both parties come together. You say what you are hurt by, what you don't like, who is at fault, point fingers at each other, then get up and walk away and go. Then the same thing happens again the next time you come together, point fingers at each other. You did this, you did that, you hurt me. I
If
can't
only
believe it.
if only they get up and go. Sometimes it leads to physical fights,
It look, that's
conflict
what
that will
that's
not
the
end,
get up and go.
and
I mean,
continuation of malice,
exactly. So
unresolved conflict. Yeah.
you keep on like that, the situation becomes bad, and you just go on like that. It happens again and again and again. So, what you can do is to have conversations with solutions in mind. For example, with this man now, you both can sit together and talk about this issue and say that, see, you've made some decisions and it led us to so and so, you know. So if she's deciding that she will have her way this time, you can let her know that, okay, we'll do it your way this time. Next time, we're going to do it my way. You understand? And say, okay, if this is what you want this time, fine. The next time this kind of thing issue comes up, or the next time we have to take a decision together, I will do it this way. So that's another solution. I was trying to read the question through this. Okay, yeah, so he said that she made some. That's even, I won't say it's better, but at least it's easy because you've pinpointed there've been instances that you can give to say, look at what the decisions you made has led us into. Again, I think it is easier, although yeah, there might be some couples that are some women, because it's the man asking. So there will be some women that can be so obstinate and so difficult.
Yeah.
Why, again, I think it's easier because the man is the leader. You can buy books for her. Both of you can read books together.
That's all right.
As in, depending on the kind of person you're dealing with, because the challenge here is that she wants to have her way. She's kind of selfish, and she doesn't have her way. Negative things, she begins to throw tantrums. So I think that's an approach the man can take. Have a conversation with her with a solution in mind. What happens if this decision you are trying to take does not work out? What do we do? How do we handle it, so that we know that next time you are not the one taking the decision? And when you begin to throw those tantrums, you remember that this is what we agreed upon. Then you can.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying,
Why is an adult throwing tantrums? She a child. She a child. I've seen this situation before. I know a man who says his weakness is tears. He does not like seeing tears, and most worst, tears of his wife. And this woman knew this. Oh my God. Every time. Once the man said, no, this cannot happen, she starts crying. The moment you say, I can't tell you the level that their life have gone with some of all those very unnecessary demands. She asks for money he doesn't have. He will go and look for it, to the point of borrowing. He doesn't want his wife to cry. Hello. Are you a child? Did I heard it? I was like, what is this? This is a mental health case. Oh, that woman is not well. Oh. Why would you be using tears to be? This is now blackmail, emotional blackmail. To blackmail this man just because you know that uncle's weakness is that he doesn't like to see you cry. Then you see why some men, they will harden their heart, because I believe that at a point, if it's some men, it's okay. If this woman is like this, I'm talking of the case of our question now, I will not even discuss plans with her. This is the thing that will make a man just go and do something, and then you say, how can this woman do something behind my back like this? How can he hide this kind of thing from me? because he knows that once he brings it to you, it has to be what you say and what you, even ideas according to him of business, for example, he wants to invest in this, you say no, 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 no. In fact, he gave one very good example. It's Nigeria now. Let me tell you people that the wife put his life savings in MMM. After he said no, no, that was
How come she's with his
a
life
Ponzi scheme.
savings?
They
You
are
understand?
they were they
No,
were doing
no,
joint.
now,
They were doing
no,
joint
sir,
account. And
no,
he said
uncle.
that was what ended their joint accountship. After
Exactly.
then, now
You understand the
everybody
kind of person you are
separated.
dealing with. You know the
Yeah.
kind of funny decisions she can make. Then why have a joint account? I don't understand. You understand you know you know her weakness. You know her issue. So you don't have a joint account with that. How come she's with your life savings? These are the things.
Do
No,
you know
I
whether
mean,
it was from throwing? I didn't really ask that part of the question, but do you know that it was from throwing tantrums that they opened the life savings account? Maybe she was moody
no, you
and she
don't
was
make funny
denying it.
decisions like
And
that.
uncle, those
I know
are
a
the kind of
woman.
petty.
I heard of a woman who said who got angry, and I think that she burnt her husband's passport or something like that. I mean, I'm like, how are you in the possession of his passport in the first place? Because the man that she married, you should know the kind of person you have at home already.
Jesus.
We shouldn't go to. We need to be wise with things like this. You know the kind of
Our network better behavior. No hanging network today. Okay, so she was saying, know the kind of person that you have in your house. Know that, this is what I can entrust in this person's hands. As much as we encourage openness, togetherness in everything you do, there should also be wisdom to guide you to know that, this person is like this. This is how the person I'm living with is. This is the kind of behavior that, he or she exhibits. And this is why this is what I cannot do. This is the limit of what I can do with this person. And we've had a comment here. One of our friends have said they need to talk about it. And okay, she said, what are the things he's referring to? They really need to go for counseling and have someone help them walk through the issues. Yes, like we've always said, that we always say it and we always encourage it. Counseling is very, 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 very important. Sometimes some people shy away from it, especially some men. Oh, I don't want to go talk about my problem, or I don't want to go. But it's really very, very helpful, because you and your partner might not be seeing issues together, in the same light, but a third party might be the third eye might be a better sight for both of you to understand what is really happening in your relationship. So yes, it's important that you can go for counseling and go talk about these issues. And auntie, these are behavioral issues. You have to work on your behavior. Some people grew up, depending on upbringing. Maybe she grew up in a house where every time she wanted something, she was given.
Mhm.
Upbringing. This kind of things affect us. Mommy, I want chocolate. The mother say no. She throw herself on the ground. I see children who do that. She throws herself on the ground. She starts rolling on the floor, kicking off. And then the mom, okay, take the chocolate. You have encouraged that behavior. Tomorrow, she's going to ask for something else. And if you don't give her, she will do it again, because she now feels that this is the way by which she can always get what she wants. And imagine that this person grows up with that mentality and gets married. This is also the mentality of this is how she will get what she wants. So she'll be throwing tantrum. I'm just trying to say, please, even as we are bringing up our children, let's understand that some of all these things affect in the future. And auntie, you cannot always have what you want.
Mhm.
In fact, whether you are in a relationship or not, in life, you cannot always have what you want. We are coming back to the issue of compromise. There has to be times that you should accept no for an answer. There has to be times where you know this thing is not going to go my way today, or this thing doesn't have to be my way. We compromise. We allow the other person, okay, you have a say, I have a say. Let's find a midpoint. So you bring your idea, I bring my idea. I think that is a conversation. And then by the time you bring your idea, I bring my idea, we marry the idea together. Then we'll not get a middle of both of us idea. That's the partnership. That's what a relationship should be about. But to think that, oh, you always have your way, and the one that is so annoying is to use sex as a tool, against your partner, is very, very wrong. And a lot of sisters do it. A lot of women do it. Is wrong. Is wrong. Okay, especially maybe Christian men. The man is not going to go out or go and get it elsewhere, so you deny him. Anyways, make I not talk too much. Sister Titi, last words.
Oh boy. I didn't really want to talk much to the woman, because it was the man that asked the question. So I was just talking based on what the woman can. Some of these things are quite funny, but I was just talking based on what
Man can
the
do.
man can do. Yeah,
Yes,
you
exactly. He's
know.
the one who is asking for help, really.
Yeah. So I hope that he's open to counseling, but if he's not, then he has to do the work. He has to do. She has her own work to do, but since it's the man we're dealing with, so let's just um my last word would be to every couple, you know, be open to conversations, and everybody needs to go learn how to have conversations. Very key. If we are able to have a better understanding of these things, we would have better relationship and beautiful marriage experiences.
Thank you so much. So we
Yeah.
all need to learn how to have conversations. Some people don't know that sometimes what they are doing is not a conversation. You
Mm-hmm.
are not discussing when the other person is not, the other person's idea is not, you are not open to the other person's idea. You come into the conversation with a preconceived bias, or you have a way that you want it to go. And if that conversation doesn't go that way, there'll be trouble. Like there's a whole lot of things around it. And even the way you say some of the things, how the popular saying is that sometimes it's not about what you say, but how you
I
say it.
said.
How you say it. Some of us who have very, very loud voices like mine, God has given me a very big voice. You have to learn to bring down the voice when you are talking, so it does not sound like, oh, you are now quarreling or you're trying to shout at this person. You understand what we're trying to say? So just generally, our tone, our gesture, our behavior around conversations is important. And for this couple, auntie, they say it's brother that has a question, but me, I'm still telling auntie, very soon you'll be marrying yourself. If you continue in a relationship to be selfish, and the man might be there, but he's no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. So self-love, and I believe that we did that in this month when we had the conversation about self-love. Self-love is not selfishness. They are two different things. In talking about self-love, we are not asking people to be selfish. Selfishness is when your self-love begin to affect others negatively. That is no longer self-love, is selfishness. So just for everyone who is watching, might not just be those who've asked the question, you can go back again and ask yourself, am I being selfish in my relationship? Am I thinking about myself alone? Am I thinking about my partner and the cost of my actions to them, or the consequences of my action to them, how they will affect them? Because once both of you decide that you are in this thing together, whatever A does affects B, and whatever B does affects A. That is just the truth about it. So we should always think of, how will this affect my partner? As much as we encourage self-love, we encourage you to love yourself and be there for yourself and self-preserve and self-discover. Remember that it takes two to tango. For a new relationship to work, you both must be willing to work at it. All right, thank you so much. This is how far we're going to go today. Our time is up. Next month, it's a new month again. The year is running. Next Sunday is another love seat. And yes, I'm letting the cat out of the bag. Do you know who we're going to have on the love seat next Sunday? It is Titi and her husband. If you want to know Titi's husband, come and hear. And I am the one who will be firing the questions. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. I can't wait. You don't know Titi's husband. Come and see him next Sunday. Don't miss this episode. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Click on the notification bell so that once we go live, you get notification that we are live and you will not miss any of our episode. On Facebook, just click to follow us. And if you're following the page on Facebook, once we go live, you get notification that we are live. Men Fences is getting bigger and bigger and wider and better, and you don't want to miss any episode. Best thing you can do for yourself besides subscribing is to share this video. You could be helping a friend with this information that we are dishing out here. Thank you again, Titi, for always being there. Thank you for the discussion. Thanks to all of our friends who came online for your comments, your questions. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you for being there and for joining us today. Make it a date with us again next Sunday, 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. in Nigeria, and it's 8 p.m. in South Africa for our friends in South Africa. Have a love-filled week, everyone. I love you all.